Before we start, I just want to quickly announce that after a lot of work, we have finally hit 1,000 subscribers. We will be doing a giveaway of Acco switches, red inks, lube, and more. I want to thank you guys for your continued support for the channel and pushing us to keep doing what we do best. Details for the giveaway will be in the Discord server, so if you haven't joined already, now is the time. Welcome back to Near Lucid. Today we have a bit of a different video for you. This is the TH61 by Punkston, and we're going to be modding it to its fullest potential. This board was provided by Punkston, but as always that will not affect our opinion and statements in any way. Upon first impressions, this is really nice packaging for a $50 board. The exterior is really clean and feels like the experience that would come with something much more expensive. So this is a 60% layout, which I've personally never worked with before. It includes your choice of black, blue, brown, or red optical switches with a black or white case. I've been told that these are produced by a company working with Punkston, so the feel and sound should be a bit of a hit or miss. We'll see in a bit. It uses USB-C on the left side. The PCB is hot swappable and the sockets are north facing. An interesting feature with optical PCBs is that the switch design allows them to be inherently hot swappable. So if you wind up working with optical, you won't ever need to worry about desoldering. Every configuration is the same $50. The plate is steel and only supports plate mounted stabilizers. The board itself is made of plastic. Included is a detachable USB-C to USB-A cable, wire keycap holder, and a switch puller. I'm glad the keycap puller is the wire type because the plastic ones are absolutely awful. Today we have a black case with optical reds, and also a white case with optical blacks. And before doing anything, let's perform a stock sound test right out of the box unmodified. I've definitely heard optical switches that sounded way worse. It sounds almost clicky, which is due to the rather significant wobble the switches have in the plate. Whether this is an issue with the switch itself or the plate is unknown, but hopefully when I replace them, it'll at least be mitigated. Before modding, let's take a closer look into the board, starting with the software. Punkston boards have their own software to configure RGB and program macros. It's alright, though its design obviously isn't at the level of higher-end pre-builts like Razer Synapse or Corsair iQ. It's definitely workable and takes a few minutes to get used to. It's fairly responsive and doesn't seem very buggy, which is great. The typing experience is really stiff due to that steel plate and mounting style, which is a bit jarring coming from the super soft boards I'm used to. Though of course it's up to your personal preference, I don't find it to be all that comfortable. Offering non-metal plates in the pre-built scene is something that I think should happen a lot more often. The included keycaps are OEM profile ABS shine-through and have a fairly nice texture and thickness. They have some sub-legends that indicate their secondary functions. So obviously with the entirely plastic case, this board is extremely light and cheap feeling. There's a bit of a lip around the inner assembly, a slight angle to the bottom half of the enclosure, and the rubber feet on the bottom are not adjustable. Overall, it's very plainly designed and doesn't stick out on a desk in any particularly good or bad way. After all, it isn't meant to be competing with higher-end pre-builts or even low-end customs. You really do get what you pay for, and for $50, that means work before you can get to a point that would satisfy a hobbyist. So with that out of the way, let's get to modding this. This board is bottom-mounted, meaning that the plate screws downward into the case. This makes it stiffer, but also makes my modding a bit easier since the assembly is super straightforward. So first off, we're going to perform the Tempest tape mod. This is a bit of a strange one, and it involves applying painter's tape or masking tape to the bottom of the PCB. Presumably, this reflects the sound the PCB makes with the switch, in turn amplifying the PCB sound over the case sound. I'll have to try this mod out a little bit more before I can recommend you putting tape on your PCB. Also, don't forget to poke out any holes for standoffs. It also looks like there's already foam installed, but I'm going to add some more because it still sounded quite hollow. I just took this out of my Jelly Epoch packaging and have no idea what the material is. It's most likely EVA. Otherwise, all the parts used will be linked in the description. We're going to replace the switches with Gateron optical yellows, looping them with Krytox 205 grade 0, and filming them with desk keys. Interestingly, despite the switches being north facing, they seem to not interfere with cherry profile keycaps, so I'm going to throw on black on white hiragana. The included plate mount stabilizers are pre-lubed, though I'm going to be replacing these with my own tuned Everglide Pandas. Now here's a sound test with tuned Everglide Pandas, added case foam, tape mod, lubed optical yellows, and cherry profile keycaps. So I think that sounded significantly better. Even though there's still a bit of a hollow and plasticky sound, it has much more tone than the switches used prior. In the end, I think performing mods like this are definitely worth it. They can up the sound quality of your keyboards tremendously, and are a great look at what you might be doing in the rest of the keyboard hobby. I've been told by Punkston that higher end keyboard models are coming. I really hope these aren't optical, since there simply isn't enough documentation and proper resource covering optical modding. Along with the larger and heavily tested switch choice exclusive to the mechanical design, optical is obviously the less sensible choice to many. But overall, I think this is a good board in terms of value and a great learning experience for those looking to get into the keyboard hobby by modding a pre-build. That's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching this episode of Near Lucid. If you like this video, drop a thumbs up. If you have feedback or questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment below. We'd be more than happy to answer. Also, these videos take lots of work. By subscribing, you're letting us know that you want us to keep making them. And if you find my voice annoying, you can always unsubscribe. That's all for this video. I'll see you guys later.